This is your Monday edition of the Daytime Update. I'm Tami Ngubeni. Thank you for staying with us. Now, a miraculous recovery from intensive care on a ventilator after 52 days prompted a change of heart in former anti-vaxxer Vannesa Joubert, along with her husband, Mark. Now, Vanessa has since become an ardent advocate of vaccination, and she joins us now to share her experience as well as the cause that she has dedicated herself to. Ms. Joubert, good to have you with us on the Daytime Update today. So how does one make that huge leap from being somebody ardently against vaccination to actually now being a proponent and promoter of the vaccination process? What were your reasons for being against vaccination?
Well, basically, it was actually lack of knowledge and a lot of negativity around the vaccine. I had a lack of interest as well because I was not directly affected and I was working from home most of the time and thought it would never happen to me. Even though I followed strict protocol, I sanitized, I social distance. So that was the reason why I thought the vaccine is probably not going to be for me because of all the negativity.
And when did you contract COVID-19?
Well, just this year, beginning of July, I contacted COVID-19. The first few days, it was just mild symptoms. And thereafter, 3 days later, I became very sick.
And so how sick did you get? Did you find yourself in ICU? Were you ventilated? And what was going through your mind during that time?
Well, basically, after 3 days when my condition deteriorated, I got transferred from a private hospital to a government hospital here in Cape Town because I felt that I wasn't getting the proper treatment. And then I was put into high care. They put me on high flow oxygen. That didn't help me. And I told the doctor we need to do something drastic in order to save my life. So that's when I was intubated, put onto ICU. I went onto the ventilator for 42 days, and it was a near-death experience. My professor, Richard van Zyl, from the British Care Hospital said to me, Vanessa, you were lucky. You went through hell and back, and it's so good that you have recovered. That was his exact words. So it was really traumatic for me being in ICU.
So when did you then get vaccinated, and what made you decide that, you know what, you've been through a 52-day experience and you don't want that to be repeated in your life again?
Well, after my near-death experience, I basically spoke to my family and my friends, and I said to them, look, I mean, I've been through hell and back. I don't want you to get sick. So get yourself vaccinated. I know that will save lives and to prevent people from getting severely ill and getting the fourth wave. So get vaccinated. I mean, all our lives we've been vaccinated. So I know this vaccine will help people drastically. So that's the reason why I decided to advocate the vaccine and to go for it as well.
You talk of a near-death experience. Describe that to us.
Well, when I was intubated around about the 12th of July, I was basically sedated for 3 weeks. And I couldn't remember anything that was done to me. So when I came out on the 2nd of August, around about the 2nd of August from sedation, and like the nurses would tell me, Vanessa, do you realize that we almost lost you several times? And like I was in shock. I couldn't believe that I was so bad because the doctors also said to me that I was extremely bad. And then I just turned for the better. So, and being in ICU is very traumatic because everybody's sedated. And when I came out of sedation, I was the only one that was awake. So I could see everything around me, procedures being performed, and it's not a nice experience. I mean, I'm so fortunate to be given a second lease of life, and I could share my experiences with everybody today.
And how did this affect your family? Were any of your family members also affected by COVID-19 specifically?
Well, not my family is basically in Durban, so I've just got my husband here. So it affected them very bad because when I got sick, they couldn't be with me to support me, and couldn't be here even to help my husband out, support him as well. But obviously they phoned telephonically and supported him in every way they could. So it was very bad, but thank God that I'm out of it and I'm here to actually share the experience. So it affected them very bad. And I'm fortunate enough to have my mom with me, helping me with my recovery at the moment.
And how soon after your recovery did you decide to get the vaccine?
Well, the doctor said I have to wait 30 days. So basically, I was meant to take the vaccine this weekend, but because I wasn't feeling so well, I'm going to take it probably tomorrow. So I had to wait 30 days in order for me to take the vaccine, but I'm going to get my jab tomorrow because I'm feeling much better. So post-COVID recovery is not a walk in the park. I have lost so much of hair. I suffer severely with joint pains and insomnia. I mean, a loss of muscle. So I couldn't really do much for myself. And this weekend was one of those days where I suffered with severely joint pain. But now I'm better, so I'm going to take my vaccine tomorrow.
I mean, I'm no medical expert, but from all the interviews that we've been doing and all the material that we've been reading, they ask you, are you feeling well? Are you 100% okay physically? And if you're not, then they advise you to not take that vaccine at that point. Have you gotten medical clearance to actually take the vaccine, or do you think that you may end up having to wait just a little bit longer until you regain your strength?
Well, I've got medical clearance from my professor, Richard Pansel. I'm in contact with him on a weekly basis. And I have explained to him, and he said to me, well, if you feel fine, if you don't have any symptoms like joint pains, and if you don't have any flu symptoms as such, you can go ahead with the vaccine. So I do feel fine now. So that's the reason why I'm going to take the vaccine. I want my life to be back to normal as pre-COVID, and also we're expecting the fourth wave soon. So if people get vaccinated very soon, we can prevent that and people from getting severely ill.
And has your husband been vaccinated as well?
Yes, I've actually spoken to the entire family, my colleagues and my friends. They all are vaccinated. So they are happy to be vaccinated because they've seen my experience, my near-death experience, and they've decided they're not going to go through that trauma or lose a family member, so they are vaccinated.
Do you know which one you're going to be having yet, the Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer?
I've decided to go for the Pfizer. I believe that it's stronger than the Johnson & Johnson. And I know there is clinical tests going on to improve the vaccine. So the vaccine will definitely save lives. So that's the reason why I've decided to go for the Pfizer.
Vanessa Joubert, we thank you so much for sharing your story and your personal journey with us. We'll certainly keep abreast of the developments on your side. Let us know when you do get the jab, and it will be interesting to find out how you react to it, both your first and your second one. And we wish you all the best and renewed health. Thank you very much, Vanessa.
Thank you so much for having me on the show, and I'll definitely keep you posted on the day that I take the vaccine and if I have any after effects.
Please, let's walk this journey with you. Tell us how that shot in the arm feels like. Those side effects and when they start waning and when you go for your second one as well. We'll keep in touch with you, Vanessa.
Sure, I definitely will, because a lot of my family members had after effects, but after 3 days they were fine.
And what type of effects did they have just on the side?
Well, basically it was a bit of fever, a bit of runny nose, and obviously body was sore. But yeah, after 3 days they were fine. My parents are in their 70s, but they never had any after effects at all. And I mean, they are fine. They're physically fit, in fact.
Oh, that's really great news. Great health to not only you, but your entire family as well. Vannesa Joubert, thank you very much once again. Thank you, Vanessa. Wishing you all the best. That's Vannesa Joubert. She should be going for her vaccine tomorrow or the day after, but she certainly will be keeping us abreast and will keep you informed as we go along her journey with her.